Hello and welcome to Building a Sales and Marketing Dashboard, a video series brought to you by Continuify. My name is Josh. I'm the founder of Continuify, a fractional marketing operations brand that focuses exclusively within the HubSpot ecosystem and integrated marketplace for SaaS B2B brands. This series is a total of 6 short videos that shares how to set up your very own sales, marketing, and customer success dashboards and reports so that you can measure the effectiveness of your strategies, optimize those that are working, and scale the revenue of your SaaS brand. In this last chapter of the series, let's break down 6 key areas as a leadership team you need to process to create great dashboards and reports to keep your SaaS brand accountable and more likely to succeed. Let's get into it. The first aspect, and probably the most important, is as a team setting goals and expectations of how you're going to measure the strategies you are implementing in the marketplace. Whether you do this through OKRs or some other process, ensuring that leadership is aligned on not only what the goals are, but that everyone also agrees on how those goals are measured will ensure that you're always comparing apples to apples and that things are accurate. As an example, I worked at a SaaS company several years back where, depending on what department you spoke with, they all had a different way of describing churn, which is probably one of those metrics you want to be monitoring correctly. If you spoke to sales, they described it one way, success was another, and then product even had its own definition. Ensuring that all your departments are aligned, heading in the same direction, and measuring that progress in the same way will have a huge impact on your success. After you've gotten clear on the goals of your dashboard, the next step is thinking through who will have access. Do you want your frontline employees to have access or just your managers? Do you need high-level dashboards for the board meetings that roll up everything nicely? Do you want one dashboard per department? If you do have multiple dashboards, make sure that the data you are sharing on each dashboard isn't conflicting. Again, going back to the churn story, having one department saying, hey, we had 100 churn customers, and another was saying we only had 5, that's pretty alarming and something that needs to be addressed immediately. Lastly, going back to the beginning of this video and aligning with your goals, what key metrics do you want to focus on? The worst thing a SaaS brand can do is measure success one way in one quarter and then another in the next. How are you going to benchmark or understand the growth or decay of your strategies if you keep changing the goalposts? Now that you're aligned with what, let's think about the how. Dashboards are meant to be visual and easily understood. If you need to describe what's going on in the graph, you're probably trying to share too much. If it's your first time sharing a dashboard with the team or the board, however, giving quick explanations is necessary. As an example, at one SaaS brand, I created a high-level dashboard and then explained each graph using Loom so everyone was able to understand what the data was saying. With this in mind, over time, teams should be able to run through a dashboard rather quickly and get a snapshot of what's happening at the company. If you're not creating dashboards for each department or you have a board of directors dashboard, be sure to group related charts so that you can tell the full story of what's going on without jumping around and looking ill-prepared. Lastly, when possible, make correlations to past performance. Whether that be trend lines or percentage changes, this additional context allows teams to easily understand if they're moving in the right direction or not. Now that we've thought through the 6 key points to address when making a dashboard, some bonus points are responsive design, drill down capabilities, and feedback. Typically, when people are reviewing a dashboard, they'll most likely be on a desktop or a projector screen, but there could be times they are viewing on a phone or small laptop. Most modern day dashboards, like HubSpot, are responsive, but at the same time, depending on how you typically present your numbers, you might want to shift things around or make things larger. Again, with HubSpot, their dashboards are built on a grid, so you can make graphs wider or taller depending on the data you are presenting. Data interactions are a great bonus if where you're building allows it. There's nothing like seeing a chart that shows 10 new customers and then being able to click and see who those 10 customers actually are. Lastly, as the person designing the dashboards, always be asking teams if something is missing, data needs to be shown with more context, or more data needs to be added in general. When creating these things, you're going to be unpacking a lot as you go, so iterations are okay. Just don't get in a habit of changing too much consistently. As I shared before, you want to be able to do apples to apples comparison and not have moving goalposts. Well, this concludes the Building a Sales and Marketing Dashboard. You now have a great foundation for not using vanity metrics. You understand that you need both leading and lagging indicators to be successful. You have a great list of metrics for marketing, sales, and customer success. And you know how to share all these metrics on a well thought dashboard that not only your teams can understand, but executive leadership and the board can use to make great decisions and move into a successful future. If you need any assistance with the execution of these dashboards and reports within your HubSpot instance at Containify, we are always excited and eager to lend a hand. As always, my name is Josh, and this is me signing off until I see you in the next one. See ya.